If you want awesome products at great prices, check out the in the description. The case of Jose Hermosillo, a chilling tale of wrongful detention in Trump's America. The seemingly innocuous trip to Arizona for 19-year-old Jose Hermosillo, a U.S. citizen residing in New Mexico, took a terrifying turn, revealing a disturbing trend within the American immigration system under the Trump administration. This isn't a story of an undocumented immigrant attempting to circumvent the law. It's the narrative of a young American citizen detained for nearly 10 days due to a profound breakdown in the system designed to protect its citizens. Hermosillo's ordeal began on April 8, 2019, in Nogales, Arizona, a city situated along the U.S.-Mexico border. According to a Border Patrol criminal complaint, an official encountered Hermosillo, deemed him to be without the proper immigration documents, and astonishingly, asserted that Hermosillo had admitted to illegally entering the U.S. from Mexico, a claim Hermosillo vehemently denied. This alleged confession, unsupported by any corroborating evidence, served as the catalyst for his detention. The absurdity of the situation only deepened. Despite repeatedly affirming his U.S. citizenship, a claim readily verifiable through standard identification procedures, Hermosillo remained in custody. The federal court documents highlight Hermosillo's persistent insistence on his citizenship, a plea that fell on deaf ears within the immigration system. This blatant disregard for his constitutional rights raises serious questions about the efficacy and impartiality of the Border Patrol's vetting process. The incident exposes a chilling reality. The system was not only failing to protect its citizens, but actively working against them. 2 days after his initial arrest, on April 10th, Hermosillo continued to maintain his U.S. citizenship. The lack of due diligence in verifying his identity is a glaring oversight, suggesting a systemic problem within immigration enforcement procedures. The inherent vulnerability of citizens facing potentially biased agents is profoundly concerning. This case highlights the urgent need for reform and rigorous oversight of immigration practices to prevent similar miscarriages of justice. Finally, on April 17th, a federal judge intervened, ending Hermosillo's ordeal after nearly 10 days of wrongful imprisonment. The sheer length of his unlawful detention is particularly alarming. The initial arrest, based on a disputed confession and a lack of proper identification, morphed into a prolonged incarceration, leaving Hermosillo vulnerable and his family distraught. His girlfriend's family launched a frantic search, only discovering his whereabouts after he was transferred to the Florence Correctional Center, a privately run immigration and customs enforcement ICE facility. The experience underscores the potential for irreversible damage inflicted by such unjustified detentions. The incident further casts a shadow on the Trump administration's aggressive immigration policies. Critics argue these policies, intended to target undocumented individuals, inadvertently ensnare U.S. citizens, leading to a climate of fear and uncertainty. The arbitrary detention of U.S. citizens, like Hermosillo, suggests a worrying lack of accountability within the immigration enforcement apparatus. The absence of robust verification procedures amplifies the risk of mistaken identity and wrongful arrests, exposing inherent flaws in the current system. This case is not an isolated incident. The Trump administration's policies have emboldened immigration officers, resulting in a rising number of U.S. citizens being detained nationwide. While the detention of U.S. citizens by immigration officials isn't new, its frequency has noticeably increased under the current administration. A Government Accountability Office (GAO) report from 2021 revealed that between 2015 and 2020, ICE arrested 674 U.S. citizens, deporting 70 of them. A 2016 NPR analysis further revealed that between 2007 and 2015, 818 U.S. citizens were held in immigration detention. These statistics paint a concerning picture of the scale of this issue and its persistence across administrations, though the frequency appears to have escalated under the Trump administration's intensified enforcement efforts. The Hermosillo case is particularly egregious given the alleged admission of illegal entry. The lack of thorough investigation and verification of the claim underscores the need for stricter protocols to protect U.S. citizens from wrongful detention. The potential for deportation to Mexico, based solely on an unverified statement, highlights the gravity of the situation and the vulnerability of even those who readily identify themselves as U.S. citizens. The Hermosillo incident is further contextualized by the Trump administration's broad-ranging crackdown on immigrants, including the revocation of visas for foreign students. This aggressive approach led to numerous cases of wrongful arrests and deportations, creating a climate of fear among both documented and undocumented residents. The case of Aditya Wahyu Harsono, an Indonesian student married to a U.S. citizen, provides a chilling parallel. Harsono was arrested at his hospital workplace after his visa was secretly revoked, a move attributed to participation in Gaza solidarity protests deemed anti-Semitic by the administration. Harsono's case illustrates the far-reaching consequences of the administration's policies and the potential for innocent individuals to become entangled in the system's aggressive enforcement. Legal analyst Mark Joseph Stern of Slate, commenting on the Hermosillo case on Blue Sky, aptly summarized the situation's absurdity. Under the Trump administration's theory of the law, the government could have banished this U.S. citizen to a Salvadoran prison, then refused to do anything to bring him back. This is why the Constitution guarantees due process to all. Could it be more obvious? Stern's poignant observation highlights the fundamental violation of due process inherent in Hermosillo's unlawful detention. The Hermosillo case serves as a stark reminder of the potential for abuse within the immigration system and the vital importance of safeguarding the rights of all citizens, regardless of ethnicity or perceived immigration status. It underscores the urgent need for comprehensive reform, increased accountability, and a heightened focus on due process to prevent such blatant miscarriages of justice from recurring. The chilling reality is that, for Jose Hermosillo, an ordinary American citizen, a simple trip to Arizona became a harrowing ordeal exposing the fragility of constitutional rights in the face of unchecked government power. His story should serve as a wake-up call, demanding immediate and substantial changes to prevent similar injustices from occurring in the future. The ongoing erosion of due process and the systemic failure to protect its own citizens raises profound questions about the state of American justice and the need for urgent reform.